Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's the Four Fills. I'm back with another video today. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Street Fighter 5 upcoming seasonal update. We're mainly going to be focusing about the main mechanic, and we're going to talk about what this means for the game and what we know so far. All right, let's get into it. So for today's video, I got some notes that I actually wrote down. I'm going to be looking down at these notes on my phone here. So yeah, we're going to talk about some general changes, right? So we got a new mechanic. We've got the V shift and the V break, right? This mechanic is a defensive mechanic, and it mainly focuses on reads or just escaping. So you could get reads with the V shift and get punishes, or also with the V break, but you could also just escape a situation for free. Well, not for free. It comes at a cost because you're spending a bar of V gauge, and we don't know if we're going to be able to find OSs to actually punish it if you do it raw. But you're able to get out of a pressure situation at will with this new mechanic, right? So this just being a thing kind of indirectly buffs a lot of characters that do well in the neutral, in my opinion. If your character does well in the neutral, you're gonna benefit a lot from this new V shift in general. Because now that this is a thing, resetting back to the neutral will occur twice as much as it used to before. So characters like Armika, for example, probably got an indirect nerf. Now there's still the balance patch that we're waiting on. We don't know what changes these characters got, but from what we know now, right now, it seems like an indirect nerf to steamroll characters that have command grabs specifically. Because not only now are you guessing, it's not only the 50-50 between they're going to command grab or you're going to jump, you might DP, and now you might V shift or wake up buttons. So it's gone from being a 50-50 for the characters that didn't have a DP that are either going to jump or get caught to characters that have DPs. It's like a 25 to 75. Now they can DP or they can jump to now they can V shift. So now you have way more options on defense than you used to. So they're kind of taking a step backwards and going towards the direction of focusing more on the neutral now, because going back to neutral will occur a lot more frequently than getting steamrolled or just taking the command grab all the time. That won't happen as much. So if your character doesn't, we're going to get to characters, but for now, let me follow these notes. Right, character archetype. Yeah, zoners, it's already a buff. Zoners do well in the neutral in general. They already do well in the neutral. Characters that are really rush down, like a character like Cammy, I don't think is going to get affected that much. I think Cammy could still run her offense. Other rush down characters like Rashid is going to have to really worry about how he wants to pressure. A lot of his pressure is fake, but really hard to react to, so tends to get away with a lot of stuff. Characters like Karen, not a zoner, but very based on the neutral, I think also got buffed from this because resetting back to the neutral is generally what she likes to do. Same goes for Chanli and Colleen. Resetting back to the neutral for these characters is generally where they thrive. So this new V shift thing is V shift mechanic is really helping them out there. Characters like Mika, they're gonna need to try twice as hard to actually get in and run their offense if this new balance patch doesn't give Mika better neutral. She's definitely going to suffer. The V shift is invincible on frame one, so any sort of gaps in between fake pressure, you can't do it. What else do I have here? Um, yeah, what does this mean for the game? For the game, I think this is a step in the right direction. I like this. I like this. I think the majority of people didn't like, or the majority of people actually left the game as well. Not the majority, but a lot of people left the game because they didn't like the fact that you only get one guess to live, you know? A lot of people didn't like the steamrolling. People wanted more of a chance to actually not be put in a situation where it's guess for the game. People want more of a chance to play the game and outplay your opponent a lot more than being put in a situation where you just have to make a 50-50 guess, and then whether you win or lose isn't really up to you from that point. And characters like Armika and like Abigail's, they did that a lot. Even characters like Laura, they were able to put you in those situations very easily. But now they have to think a lot more with this new V shift. They really have to think. Um, right, I want to talk about how to prepare. How do you want to prepare for this update, right? Well, for this update, hmm, you want to be, if your gameplay isn't based around the neutral, you're gonna either need to, you're gonna have to find a way to play a neutral of your character in some way, shape, or form. You know, every character can play neutral, some better than others. But if you're playing Armika, for example, you're gonna need to slow down the way you play. You can't go crazy with command grabs. Now, don't think that command grabs are completely gone or they're completely terrible now, because it's still a guess at the end of the day. If you guess wrong, you're still gonna get scooped and you're still gonna be in another guessing situation. It can definitely still happen. But what this V shift has done is that the possibilities of it happening has now lowered. So there's more of a mind game. More of a mind game. There's less of a reason to be scared, because now you know that if you guess wrong, you still had like three options that could have beat two, at least two options that could have beaten the command grab. Whereas before you just had one, or if you had a DP, then you have two. But now if you have a DP, you have three. So it's a lot more of a mind game there. So I think this is good for the game in general. This is good for the game in general. I don't think the game should be based around which character can steamroll the best. I think it should be based around the neutral game. That's a better approach from Capcom in general. I believe so. But yeah, to prepare for this update, you want to be really like, you want to, if your character isn't based around neutral, you probably want to pick up another character. That doesn't mean you have to drop your current character, but that just means you might want to pick up a secondary character who's able to fight the matchups where your character loses the neutral in and needs that neutral game to actually win. For example, if you're playing Armika and you're losing against Abigail, you might want to pick up a character like a Gal who can play better neutral with fireballs. He can actually cover that space. You know, I think that when this patch comes out, easy matchups will become easier. Of course, I'm not talking. I don't know anything that's gonna happen in the balance patch, but from what we know right now, it's looking like easy matchups. For example, zoners versus some grapplers. Example, poison versus like Geef or Dalsim Geef. Easy matchups seem to become easier, and hard matchups seem to become harder. I think the game is going to become a lot more counter pick heavy, especially in tournaments. It already is, but I think it's going to become counter pick heavy even more. So yeah, that's what I think. I got any more notes? Let me see. Don't think I got any more notes. Oh yeah, and all you players who refuse to learn frame data because you're able to win without knowing much frame data, now that you're resetting back to neutral, you better learn that frame data. I just want to put that out there. You better learn that some of that frame data. You don't have to know every single thing, but know your way around normals, because we're resetting back to neutral. So play that neutral. Play that neutral. You better learn the frame data. You pressing after cycle axe every time you get crush countered, that's not my fault. And I'm not even a Bison player. I'm just saying. But yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video though. That's my thoughts and of how you should prepare and how this new upcoming um, V system is gonna work. But yeah, there's still a lot more we don't know. Of course, these are all predictions and stuff. I just thought this was a good topic to come over here and talk about. I'm sure you guys are all interested about it. We're hearing a lot of speculations. I just kind of wanted to clear the air of how I feel about it, because I've gotten a bunch of questions thrown at me. And I don't know. This is just what I think. This is just what I think. I'm happy about it. I think it's good for the game. Hopefully you guys are happy about it. The game was in a stale place for a while. Now we got something fresh. Feels like we have to learn the game all over again. But yeah, that's what I think, guys. I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Peace.